Hi everybody, this is Everyday Commentary, and this is a video overview of this knife. And this knife is the Kershaw Amplitude. The Amplitude is a collaboration between Kershaw and Todd Rexford. And this knife is designed as a small, very minimalist looking everyday carry knife. It runs 8CR 13 MOV steel, with stainless steel bead blasted handles. It has a frame lock, it has a pocket clip with standoffs, and it features a flipper deployment method. And the flipper here is a giant flipper tab, and it's a assisted open knife. I don't like assisted open knives, but you know, what are you going to do? This is a $24 street price on this knife is $24, so it's a very inexpensive knife. The design is an interesting one, and Todd Rexford's custom Amplitude is something that I would absolutely love to have. Overall, I'm not really sold on this knife, and there's a couple of reasons. But before I get to that, let's do some size comparisons so you know how big this knife is. So that's the Amplitude. And then this is one of my favorite knives, and it is the Spyderco Dragonfly in ZDP 189. As you can see, the Dragonfly is roughly the same size, all closed up. But you can get a full 4-finger grip on the Dragonfly, and I have medium hands. You're really hard-pressed to get a full 4-finger grip on the Amplitude. I mean, you can kind of just wrap it around there. There's no lanyard hole, so you can't add a lanyard. This is as much as you're going to get. You could really choke up, I guess, and kind of squeeze them on there. But this is a very comfortable 4-finger grip. The other thing is, even though the Amplitude is the same length all closed up, it's significantly longer, as you can see there, than the Spyderco Dragonfly. I think the reason why you can get the full 4-finger grip in addition to the half-and-half finger choil is the fact that this is a curved surface. So there's actually more surface area. So that's the Amplitude in comparison to the Dragonfly. Here's the Amplitude in comparison to another EDC knife that I really, really like. And this is the 940. This is actually the 940-1. And it is significantly smaller here. Although, again, the handle size is not that much different. This is a knife that has a very, very thin ground blade, and the blade's grind is it looks like a hollow grind. I think it might be it's hard to tell. It's just so thinly ground, and the blade stock itself isn't enormously thick, so it does result in a very nice slicing knife. The one concern that I have is the same concern I had with the Kershaw Leek, which is the tip is really thin, and I've damaged 2 tips on Kershaw Leeks before, so this is not my favorite thing to worry about. A couple other things that I noticed about the knife that are really strange. Let's see if we can get in there. Look, you can see that it doesn't appear to have, it may have an internal stop pin, but it also might just be that the lock bar acts as the brace in both directions. So it acts as a brace in this direction coming down, and it acts as a stop in this direction. The knife actually has a 90-degree cut in the rear tang of the blade that allows it to do that. But as you can see, let me see if I can get this really nice up and close. As you can see, it in my model, the one that I actually own, this unit here, the blade and the lock bar only interface on this axis. They do not interface on this axis. There's actually a gap there, and that gap allows the knife to have some pretty significant blade play, up and down blade play, and side to side blade play. And I know this is a $24 knife, so you really can't complain. But here's the deal. I had a Sanrenmu 605. It was a $7 knife, and it had no blade play. It was basically the same size, maybe a little smaller. And it had no blade play. So, like, at some point you just have to say, well, this isn't a very well-made knife. And I think that's where I'm at with this knife. It came a little blemished, as you can see there. And the lock rock on the knife, not the lock rock, I'm sorry, the blade play is just really incredible. It's very, very pronounced. I screwed around with the pivot. I tried to adjust the pivot a couple times and it didn't work. Also, and I'm not sure if this is an issue because I don't really care, but the lock bar is really far over. So given the nature of this knife and the nature of its competitors, I don't know if I can recommend this knife. It's a nice looking knife, and I'd love to have the custom. I'm sure the custom would have none of these problems, given Todd's level of fit and finish. But you know, that might be the blade stop too. It might be the blade stop there. But either way, it's just way too much blade play in this thing. And you can hear it. I'm not ranking on it. I'm not really squeezing this guy at all. I'm just kind of like moving it around in my hand and it's snapping around. So it's audible, it's visual, it's tactile. You can feel all kinds of blade play in this thing. This is the Kershaw Amplitude. A video review of this knife is coming soon. Or a written review of this knife is coming soon.